I start?
Whatever you like, Mark.
Mike.
Yes. You like this one better or the headset, Mark?
No, this is. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if anybody else will come up.
I think devotees are already there.
Yeah. This okay, Mark?
Krishna. Guruve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaye Sadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Krishna Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vrindai Tulasi Devi Priyai Keshava Sacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time, welcome him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. I'd like to hear from you, 10 minutes, something. Mike. Whatever you're comfortable, now or later, whatever.
I'll just say a few words.
Please.
Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya. Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo. Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pachani Narashi Shishwari Astyaja Disatari. Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Radhikaya Priyatmani Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Ashti Namani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta And so, I'm so grateful that we have you here, Maharaj, to share with us this beautiful Krishna consciousness. We find in Srimad Bhagavatam that Srila Vyasadeva, even after compiling all the Vedas and meticulously going through everything that he could possibly go through, felt a heaviness in his heart that he hadn't completed something very, very essential in his life. Something was missing. And it was by the grace of Sri Narada Muni, a transcendental spaceman, who travels on the frequency and sound vibration of his Vina. And he appeared in front of Sri Vyasadeva and gave him the most beautiful instruction that it was by the association of great sages as they met in the forest, in his life with his mother. He got to serve these great sages who spoke of the glories of the Lord. And it was through this mercy that he, in a particular lifetime that he was appearing to Sri Vyasadeva, speaking, that he too required the eternal association of the great sages, Mahabhagavatas, who simply by his rendering some service to them, he was given this great mercy. And when Srila Vyasadeva was feeling somewhat disconnected, that something was missing, it was Sri Narada Muni who said, "You have done everything perfectly. You have described so many different ways of Vedanta, all of Vedanta philosophy, but you have missed one thing. And that one thing is the eternal pastimes of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, which he, by the grace of Sri Guru, delivered Srimad Bhagavatam, that we as devotees here in the 21st century would have this transcendental knowledge that would come to us. And it is my great honor and a great mercy of my spiritual masters, my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, who before he even came to the West was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. And what to speak of traveling around the world, delivering this great message to every town and village, up including the village of Haiku. So, I'm so grateful that we get to reenact these pastimes of us sitting before a sage such as Siddhanta Maharaj, who travels around the world, unlike Narada Muni, travels in a different way, but comes to us and shares with us his meditations and his realizations and his Siddhanta of our sacred scriptures. So I really have nothing more to say except thank you, and thank you to the devotees who come here to hear our wonderful new friend who is spreading Krishna consciousness all around the world. Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We're clapping for him. very well said by Kedar Prabhu. A description from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Vyasadeva, who wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, but to his surprise, it's been said by Shiva, Aham Vetmi, Shuk Vetmi, Vyas Veti na Vetiva. Shiva, Mahadev is saying, I know the purport of Bhagavatam. Shukdev, who recite Bhagavatam, he knows the purport of Bhagavatam. But Vyasadeva knows or don't know, I'm not sure. Come on. He's the one who wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. He wrote means compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not that Bhagavatam was not present before. It's not like that. That Srila Vyasadeva, he introduced. It's not he introduced. He compiled. Different episodes happen between Shukdev and Parikshit Maharaj, between Shaunak Rishis and Sud Goswami, between Vidur and Maitre, all these conversations, Vyasadeva, he compiled them. After Shukdev Goswami recited Srimad Bhagavatam. Compilation happened later. So, it's so strange. Shiva is telling, who's Shiva? The best amongst all the Vaishnavas. That I know the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukdev knows, but I'm not sure if Vyasadeva knows this or not. One who wrote this. So if you're writing something, it's not sure that, there's no surety that you understood that. Are you understanding that? The reason being is, now there is Siddhanta, this philosophy. Vedvyas is incarnation of Krishna, Shaktavesh avatar. Whereas Narad is also Shaktavesh avatar of Krishna. But amongst the category of Shaktavesh avatar, there's one which is Vishay Vigraha, the object of worship. The other is subject of worship, Ashya Vigraha, devotee section. So Mahadev, Shiva is devotee section. Narad is devotee section. But Vyasadeva is Shaktavesh avatar. That means even Krishna, he don't know about himself more than as devotee knows about him. Devotee knows more about Krishna. Who knows the best of Krishna? Even Krishna is failure to understand his own glories. Because they are too vast. It's not restricted or limited, it's endless. So even his failure there. Who understands that? Radharani. She knows the glories of Krishna. She is the one who tastes, relish the names of Krishna the most. She is relishing the beauty of Krishna the most. She relishes the pastimes of Krishna the most. And even Krishna feels failure in tasting the sweetness of his own names and his own form and his pastimes. He failed. He raised hands. I'm done. I can't do this. So that's why a greed evoked in his heart. I really want to taste the sweetness of my names and my beauty. But as Krishna, I can't do this. I can't. I have to become like Radha. I have to become like Radharani. So, a greed developed in his heart. And greed means if you're greedy, then you can accomplish whatever you want. The only thing is greed. A greed evoked in the heart of Krishna. I also want to taste. But me as Krishna can't do that. I have to beg, borrow and steal. 3 ways. If you're greedy, what happens? Beg, borrow or steal. And Krishna did 3 of that. He begged Radharani, please, O Radhe, can you give me your emotions, your moods and your complexion only 48 years? Just for 48 years. I'm going to repay you back. Oh, what are you going to do? Taking my moods and emotions and my complexion? I want to taste the sweetness of my own names. I want to taste the sweetness of my own beauty. So only by you I can do this. Otherwise, I as Krishna, I can't do this. It's impossible for me. And Radharani is very merciful. She said, okay, 48 years, granted. The visa granted to you. Yeah. That's the glories of Radharani. He begged, he borrowed, and sometimes he applies stealing. He's the best thief. Braje prasiddham navanita choram. He's the best thief. He entered in the heart of Radharani and stole that valuable jewel which was present there. There was a jewel. What is that jewel? The love of Radharani for Krishna. She don't know anybody else. She only knows how to please Krishna. That is the jewel which she don't show to anyone. She keep hiding there because she is very humble. She don't want to show off that. Even not showing to Krishna. Love is something you don't have to show off. If you try to show off, it will fade. It is just like a perfume bottle. A bottle of perfume, if you open that, keep it open for some while, what will happen? Evaporate. Prem, love is like that. Keep it locked. And only open when it is necessary to open. If you keep that open all the time, it will get fade, evaporate. Radharani is keeping lock in his heart. What? The topmost love, the topmost prem. That prem which is known as selfless, unconditional love. Selfless, not selfish. Unconditional, not conditional. There is no condition in that love. There is no selfishness in that love. It's totally divine, pure in nature. And only Radharani possesses that. And that's why she is very possessive. So she don't show off to anyone, even not to Krishna. But she is expressing all emotions and serving Krishna with her love. Giving love to Krishna, but never showing off how much love I have for you. Yeah. Instead she says, Na prem gandha asti durape mai haro. I have not a tinge of love in me. Those who have love, they don't show off we have love. Those who don't have love, they just keep on saying. Divine love. Radharani is so humble. She said, I have not a tinge of love in me for Krishna. That surprised Krishna so much. Because Radhika Prem Vibhu, her love is touching the extreme point, the peak point. There is no other scope to grow more than that. But I'm surprised to see this love is growing and growing and growing. Every moment is growing. For whom? For me. Krishna is saying, this love is growing for me. Ei chintit rahe Krishna param kautaki. Krishna, who is very clever and tricky, he contemplates on this and he gets restless. What is that love in Radharani? I also want to know this. I am Supreme Krishna. I have access to everything. Yes? Krishna has access to everything. There is nothing which he has no access to. Power, strength, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, fame, everything. Now it's warm. Hari Katha is warm. Before it was cold. I have access to everything. Opulence, knowledge, name, fame, renunciation, all 6 opulences. I'm familiar with everything. But there's only one thing which I'm not familiar with. The strength of Radha's love. I'm failure. And he admit that. He fold his hands. So when you feel sorry, what you do? Please, I'm so sorry. You can't say, I'm sorry. You can't say, hey, I'm sorry, you know? Feeling sorry makes you humble. And with folded hands, I'm so sorry. Even a person who's not accustomed to that culture, or what is the meaning of folded hand, he also understands this because emotions. It happened so one time. I was traveling and a person sitting next to me, he was having some juice, I was drinking some water. It spilled on his pant. And it's like, oh. You know, if you get soaked, it's like an offense. And I really felt so sorry. And they are not accustomed with this culture. It was a flight. I was on Brazil. I was traveling to Rio. So I was thinking how to say, if I just say sorry, and I was really feeling sorry from heart, not just formality sake. You know? Then I said, I'm so sorry. That's our culture, you see. We know this. I said, I'm so sorry, with folded hands. I'm so sorry, really, I mean it. And he said, oh, you don't have to. It's okay, it happens. It's by accident. I said, and then we became friends, and then he speaking to me saying that, I'm not familiar with your culture. You're from India, right? I said, yes. I know in India you welcome like this. So did you welcome me like this? I said, no, there's many ways to express the emotions, and this means really from the heart. So I feel so sorry of the mistake I did. He said, I really appreciate your emotions. And I'm going to apply this and learn this. This really means something. You're like begging. Please forgive me. Krishna, literally he begged like this in front of Radharani, saying that, oh Radhe, I can do anything. There's nothing impossible for me. Of course, Krishna is the Lord, right? But na pare hum nirvattu samajham. I cannot repay your love. Like this, he said. I cannot repay your love. Your love is so selfless and unconditional. I cannot repay. but you're very generous in nature. So sadhu kritta vibhuti ushativa. I know you're very generous. Please take me out of this debt. Otherwise, I am indebted to you. Please don't take my debt. And Radharani, she is very merciful. She said, nothing to worry. My everything belongs to you. My all emotions, my love, everything is for you. I don't know anybody else except you. Your love is scattered amongst all your associates and your devotees. There's so many, right? So many gopis. There's so many queens and many devotees. Krishna love is scattered, distributed. But Radharani love, only for Krishna. Only thinking about Krishna. And that makes Krishna so much emotional and moved. And he said, Radhe, I cannot repay you. But I really want to repay you. And for that, I need your help. Come on, this is... For example, if I say, Kedar Prabhu, can you extend me a loan? Just one example. 500,000, I just need a loan for 500,000. I want to finish my project. I will repay you. Gradually, without any interest. He's trapped. You have a checkbook, please? Yes. Oh, this is... Oh, I got... So, if I take a loan from him, I have to repay back. But then every month I'm asking, can you give me $2,000? Why? Because I have to repay your loan back. Does it make any sense? I took a loan from him, 500,000, and every month I'm asking 5,000 from him. Why? To repay loan back. Doesn't make sense. This is what's happening with Krishna. He got this loan from Radharani. What loan? Your emotions, your mood, your sentiments, and your complexion, the golden complexion. Because I want to repay you. I want to repay you what? I want to repay your love. But if you want to repay your love, then just work hard and repay. And asking me for my complexion and my sentiments doesn't make any sense. But this is how it happens with Krishna. So Radharani is very generous. Okay, I'm giving you my complexion and my sentiment. And Krishna is trying to repay that. Adopting the mood of Radharani, he became Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sachinandan Gaur Hari. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And simultaneously two things happening together. One is, he's relishing the sweetness of his own names. He's relishing the sweetness of his own beauty. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. What a strange incarnation. Krishna being Radha and relishing, tasting the sweetness of his own beauty and names. And weeping and crying, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna himself is chanting his own names. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? When our devotion, our faith and devotion comes to this point, that's the last birth. After that, it's guarantee and surety you're going to back to Godhead. When one cries and weeps for Krishna. Crying school. Gaur Govind Maharaj used to say. Shri Gaur Govind Maharaj, I've opened crying school. for everyone to come and cry. Come on, this is Temple of Peace. If I advertised outside Temple of Crying, you're going to attract more people. Yeah, because everyone advertised peace, happiness, bliss. That's common. You put some strange word that makes people more curious to know what is there. Temple of Crying? Let me go inside and see what is there and crying about. Temple of Crying. Crying for what? We already crying in this world for many reasons. Many reasons. I'm not getting food every day. Crying. I have some issues with my partner. Crying. My partner don't love me. Crying. He don't care or she don't care for me. Crying. It's been a while. He or she didn't said I love you. Crying. This morning we had some class at the beach. I was telling devotees. Sound, actually I would have said this yesterday in this crowd. Anyway, next time. Sound healing, right? It's very famous. Sound makes a lot of difference. Sound means any words. Sound can create wars. Sound can create love. For example, if I say, I love you, it just melts hearts. Oh really? And thank you so much. Blushing, yes. And if I say, I hate you, what's going with the reaction? Now you're smiling because you know why I said that. Jiva. But if in angry mood, if I just shout and yell at you, I hate you, and immediately reflects hatred. Yeah, this is sound. I hate you like anything. You, I hate you. That hatred develops. But these same words, the same sound, if I use in a different way, how it will come? You know, I hate you like anything. I'm using the same word. I hate you. But how which sound, which frequency I'm using, that makes a lot of difference. Yeah. Chiranjeev, I hate you. I hate your singing. He's going to kill me tonight. I'm just neighbor to him, next to his room. But if I say, Chiranjeev Prabhu, I really hate your singing, that means what? I love your singing.
This is what you taught us yesterday. The spiritual is backwards. So you're chastising him, you love him.
Yeah.
If you weren't chastised.
Correct. Sound. It makes a lot of difference. How you applying that sound, the same word. You can't say anyone with angry and upset mood, I love you! So every words has some significance to apply, where to apply, how to apply. Krishna's learning all these arts. Why I'm saying all this? Krishna's learning all these arts from Radharani. He's student in that domain. And he claims, he admits that Radha is my guru. Radharani is my guru. I learned the art of reciprocation of love through her. She's teaching me. This is Chaitanya Avatar, the golden avatar. Yeah. And he's tasting that, he's relishing that. But why he's relishing this? Because he's enjoyer, Supreme Lord is enjoyer. He's relishing this. But try to understand, he's also not less. He's ocean of mercy. The ocean is right here. Krishna's ocean of mercy. And by tasting this and relishing this and exhibiting those symptoms of tears flowing from his eyes, pouring from his eyes, and is laughing, crying, laughing, rolling on the ground, not in any intoxicated state, in a pure consciousness, more than pure consciousness. He's weeping and crying, laughing, rolling on the ground, fainting. Transcendental symptoms reflecting on him. But why he's doing this? To exhibit the glories of Radharani. This is called repaying her love. I want entire world should come to know the glories of my Radharani. Krishna is saying this. What she goes through, she don't ever show this to anyone. But I'm showing to everyone. Got the secret here? Because she's not showing off to anyone, she always hide. More you hide, more love is there. That's why Radharani's love is high, so high, because she always tried to hide that. So Krishna now, in the sentiment of Radharani, took that sentiments of Radharani and now is expressing this to the entire universe. Look, this is what she goes through. And in this way, he's glorifying Radharani. Action speaks better than words. His actions speaking, not just words. That's the only and only purpose of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come here. The prime purpose. Yadi Gauranga na haito tabe ki haito keman dharita de Radhara Mahima Prema Rasa Sima Jagata Janato ki. If Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have not come on this planet, who would have known the glories of Radharani? He is the one who glorified Radharani with his actions. That's Sri Chaitanya Avatar. And so he's tasting this, he's relishing this, and he's also distributing this. This is the mood of a generous person. I have ample supply of something with me, a juice or food. I'm also relishing. I want my all friends to relish. Not that I just keep hiding. And I don't want to show to anyone. Yeah? That's nature. Generous nature. I'm eating a cake. I want all my friends here tonight. They should also taste that. The cake is not there to fill my belly. It's there to just taste, flavor, a chocolate flavor cake. Yeah, that's the best one. Chocolate flavor, dark chocolate flavor cake. It's very specific, dark chocolate. I want my friends also to taste this. Mahaprabhu is like this. He's tasting and he wants everyone else to also relish this. Generous. He's not miser. He's not miser. Very generous, very rich, wealthy, and very big heart. There are many wealthy people, they have so much wealth, but there is no heart. Very small, tiny heart. But there's some standard people, but big heart. I want happiness for myself and I want happiness for everyone. That's the mode of Guru. Therefore, Brahman Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavana Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. After wandering in this universe for so many lifetimes, wandering in so many species of life, like sometimes aquatics, birds, animals, trees, plants, creepers, bugs, worms, bacteria. One get rare human birth. After wandering in so many species of life, 8.4 million species of life. Jalaja Navlakshani Sthavar Lakshya Vimshati. 900,000 varieties of aquatics. 900,000. Sthavar Lakshya Vimshati. 2 million varieties of trees and plants. Pakshinam Daslakshanam. 1 million varieties of birds. 3 million varieties of four-legged animals. And so on. And then 400,000 varieties of human being. Huh?
You haven't seen
No, we sing every day.
400,000 human
400,000
variety?
varieties of consciousness of people. It's all about consciousness.
Conscious. Oh. Oh.
There are some tribals, their consciousness is different. I don't know about here, but in India, there's some tribals, they only eat what? They hunt deer and they eat flesh. Okay, what to speak of that? A crazy guy in Florida takes a gun and go in school and just shoot small children. Also a human being. What is his consciousness?
Oh.
So degraded consciousness, killing like 50 innocent small children. And he drive pleasure in that. This is consciousness. A person with consciousness, I don't even want to kill an ant or a mosquito because they are also living. This is again a consciousness. So, there was a hunter whose name was Mrigari. He was very fond of hunting, killing animals, and was shooting animals with his arrow. But speciality of this hunter, he was not killing animals complete dead, not complete killing, half dead. Because he loves to hear their screaming when they're dying, when they're shouting, screaming and restless, he loves to see them. That was his nature. Imagine what kind of nature and consciousness is that. So once upon a time, as Prabhu just said, spaceman, Narad, spaceman, good word. A spaceman, Narad, who wanders here and there, everywhere. It happens so, he entered in that forest. And he saw so many animals there, just screaming and shouting. Ah, ah, and they're leaving their body. Narad felt pity on them. Who's there in this forest? Who's killing these animals? Because he's seeing arrows. Who's there? Who's doing this? Oh, I can't even see this scene. Narad came tears in his eyes. And the hunter came forward with attitude. It's me. I'm the king of this forest. It's me. Narad just said, Narad Rishi said, oh hunter, he's soft spoken. Oh hunter, I understand you killing those animals, but then just kill them. Why you make them in that state that they're shouting and screaming and they're hard to give up their life? Why are you seeing them restless? He said, this is fun. I get fun seeing this. I love to see them screaming and leaving their body. Nara said, no, just kill them. If you really want to kill them, just kill them straight. Said, no. And that's the point when Nara started applying his mercy and compassion on him. But why are you doing this? This is my profession to maintain me and my family. Nara said, there are so many other professions. Why you only choose this? Killing people, killing animals? It's not fair. And he spoke forth so many words, reference from scriptures. Nara said, believe in my Lord. He promised in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas chintamam je jana paryupasate tesham nitya bhuktanam yokshe mahamyam. If anyone worship me, this is a promise of Supreme Krishna, not promise of me and you, ordinary human beings, conditioned souls. The promise of the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita he said. And not, he just said on Facebook, he spoke in front of millions of people assembled at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he's maintaining his profile if he's speaking this. Openly. If you worship me one-pointedness, I promise I will take care of all your scarcities and I will preserve whatever you have. I promise you. This is the promise of Krishna. Krishna promising this, imagine. Nara told this hunter, Mrighari, believe the words of my Lord. Give up this profession. Start chanting his names. And everything will be supplied to you. Hunter said, I don't believe your words. What is the proof? Say, realize that proof. Realize that experience. Believe my word just one time. Surrender to him. And you're going to see a miracle. So words of pure devotee Narad Rishi touched his heart. And he said, okay, one time I want to try this. One time. You're a holy person. You're a monk. I'm going to try this. So what I have to do? Nara said, very simple. Dress sober, devotional, shave your head, apply a tilak, this tilak, and on beats start chanting the names of the Lord. He said, but why? What the external appearance has to do with devotion? Nara said, it has to do so much. External appearance. Be sober. Be gentle. Appearance make a lot of difference. A lot of difference. So believe what I'm saying is going to help you. Why to apply this tilak? Well, many people have tattoos all over, right? I get stopped at airport sometime, security guy here, just friendly terms asks, what is this, sir? I said, this is holy tattoo. The holy tattoo. It's holy. I say, yes. But can you explain the reason why it is so? I said, because the whole thinking process comes from here. This helps me to think positive. Most important place. All nerves get connected here. Means this is the boss who gives orders. If you keep the boss happy, your whole system gets happy. If your boss gets crooked, whole system gets paralyzed. So this is holy. It's not for fun. When I'm applying this, I'm keeping in my mind, this is a holy tattoo. This is something holy in nature. So that keeps my mind holy all the time. To think positive for myself and for everyone else. Thinking is a big science. Think positive, think negative. Those who are positive in nature, they think, they see positive in everything. Even they see positive in negative. Just like a phrase saying, a stop clock gives correct time twice a day. True?
True.
If this clock gets stopped, 7:20, we feel like throwing it away. But a positive person will see positiveness in a stop clock. Wait a minute, this clock is giving correct time at least twice a day. So every individual has some positiveness. Because we are human beings. We are jivas. We are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. So sadhu, a person who is not dressed sadhu but sadhu in nature, he sees positive in everyone. And he extracts that positiveness and engage that person in the service of the Lord. Neglecting, ignoring the negativities and taking the essence. This is the role of a bumblebee, honeybee. They go to the flower and take what? Essence. This essence. That's positive nature. When Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he came to Western world seeing hippies everywhere, naked people, drug addicts, all that. He didn't ignore them. He showered his compassion because he's very, very positive. He's very positive. And he took the best out of them and made them devotees. And one of the sample is here. We have one evidence here. Kedar Prabhu got initiation by Srila Prabhupada. So glorious. Yes, Prabhupada is so positive in everything, right?
Very, very much so.
So, this is the nature of sadhu. Just like Narad Rishi, he would have cursed that hunter. He could have cursed that hunter. He could have destroyed that hunter. Narad Rishi possessed those spiritual potencies. But he sees something positive in him. And that's the challenge. I'm going to change him. So, oh hunter, apply this tilak. It has significance. The whole thinking process comes from here. Shave your head. Why shave your head? What's wrong with long hairs? I'm not saying this. Please don't take me wrong. Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual master of the entire universe, he taught this. Be clean. This is contamination. Impurities. For male section, not for females. There's a different nature. Different hormones, different nature. Srila Prabhupada made everyone shaved. And they're like white in complexion. And they got shaved. First time they came to India, Srila Prabhupada said, I brought white elephants with me. White elephants with me from America. And they look so effulgent. So is Srila Prabhupada introducing his own concepts there? No. There's evidence from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying the same words to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami, without bathing, shaving, in love and absorption of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, walking months and months and months barefoot, crossing all the jungles, so excited to meet Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not that intentionally he's growing hairs, but there is no time for this. There's so much excitement to see Mahaprabhu. When he came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, long story short, Mahaprabhu saw him and gave a big, warm embrace and welcome. Sanatan, you are my life. This is my body, Sanatan, it's not your body. Mahaprabhu said this. And now, Sanatan, go and become Bhadra, means gentleman. Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's evidence. Mahaprabhu told Sanatan, go and become Bhadra. Bhadra means gentle, shave. Sanatan Goswami Bhatt, he shaved and came back so effulgent. And that's the system. Srila Prabhupada is not introducing any of his own concepts. Many people argued, Srila Prabhupada, you're introducing new concepts. He said, no, this is all from scriptures. Just like there was one person who arguing Srila Prabhupada, oh, you're having your temple so much commercial. Your temple is commercial, it's for earning money. You open restaurants in your temple. Prasad is there Prasad should be there to distribute, not to sell. You selling prasadam in your restaurants, go in the restaurants. This is not appropriate. You introducing this new concept is not fair. Srila Prabhupada smiled. And his smile means conquering everyone's heart. His smile means he has an answer. He said, I'm not introducing any new concept. I'm just following the Vedic concept which is happening from ages, from Satya Yuga. You want to know what? He pointed out, Jagannath Puri temple in Jagannath Puri. Jagannath temple in Jagannath Puri. The prasadam getting sold there. From ages, prasadam is selling there. The shopkeeper is selling those prasadam. And nobody objected that. Even Mahaprabhu didn't object that. Who's supreme? Lord. Mahaprabhu didn't object it and never ever tried to change this. In Jagannath Puri temple, because you all can't go inside, but when we go inside, there are so many stalls. Inside they sell prasad. As much as you want. For 1,000 people, 2,000 people, they will just give you pure Jagannath prasad. Mahaprabhu never objected to that. Srila Prabhupada said, how dare you can object to that? And I'm following the tradition. I'm selling prasad for a very high purpose. So these are the concepts. Hunter, he took these words of Naraji so seriously, he shaved, applied tilak, and he sat under a tree, started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. From morning till evening, chanting. Chant the holy name. And no food came to him. He said, see, there's no believe in the words of these sadhus. They're just very fond of speaking. They're speakers. Nothing came to me. Then he said, okay, I'll try one more time tomorrow. Again next morning, he started chanting. After sunrise, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. By evening, he noticed no prasadam, no food. He said, I can't starve anymore. What's going to happen to me and my family? Tomorrow I'm going to wait another day, tomorrow. If nothing is going to come, I will start hunting animals. In the morning again he started, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And then there was a group of villagers passing by the forest on the bullock carts, and they're carrying so much food, clothing and all that. And they glanced over that sadhu sitting under a tree. They say, hey, look. A sadhu is sitting there, chanting, so effulgent. Tilak is there, sadhu dress is there, looks so gentle, and he's chanting. Oh, serving sadhus invokes all auspiciousness. We should all go and seek blessings from him. But going to sadhu means don't go empty-handed. You should always have to give something to sadhu. That's a tradition, that's a nature. So all villagers, whatever they were carrying, they put portion of their stuff. Rice, ghee, spice, clothing, whatever. Start giving so much. And he's keep on chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Then these villagers, they told this to other village. And they told to other village. All start coming close to this sadhu. Seeing that this sadhu never comes and asks anything from us. He's so selfless. It means he's not selfish. We should all give him something. And they all started giving him so much. By evening when he opened his eyes, he saw, my goodness, there's so much. I can't even finish this in 6 months. 6 months, so much grocery came to me. And then, heart melted. And what happens when heart melts? Very first symptoms, tear pouring from eyes. First symptom when heart melts. Tears comes in the eyes. He started crying. That hunter who was so hard-hearted, his heart melted. And now he's remembering his guru, Narad Rishi. Gurudev, oh Narad Gurudev, oh Narad Gurudev, please come, I want to touch your feet. You changed my life, you changed the concept of living a life. Where are you? Please come. And he's chanting. He's not stopping, he's chanting. Hare Krishna. But he's crying and weeping. Hare Krishna. Narad, please come. Hare Krishna. Days and days and days. He's continuously chanting. He fell in love with his Gurudev. He fell in love to see that. His heart melting and crying and weeping. Gurudev, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And intentionally Narad not coming in front of him. Intentionally. Because, very good. You weep, you cry and chant the name of Lord. That's the only atonement of all your sins you have done in your past. Chanting holy name is the best atonement. There's no other atonement required. Chant the holy name. And all sins get destroyed. All ill intent get destroyed. Intentionally Narad not coming. Keep on doing, keep on doing, keep on doing. And that's also with us. It's not that our Gurudev, spiritual master, don't love us. They love us more than we love him. But intentionally he don't show up to us. He wants us to feel separation from him. Cry and weep for him. Remember him. And that comes in the separation mood. That comes in separation, not in union. In union we take easy going. In separation we take difficult going. He wants us to weep and cry. To get more and more union. And one day, the Narad came far distance with carrying his instrument Veena. And this hunter, he saw effulgence. And he saw, oh my Gurudev, Narad. He stood up in haste and he ran there to greet his Gurudev. I was waiting for you to come. You are here. Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. And with folded hands, wanted to pay obeisances to his Gurudev. Falling flat on the ground, want to pay obeisances to him, but he got reluctant. He stood up. Not paying obeisances. He wanted and he bent, but then he stood up. To a surprise, Narad wondering. He was about to pay obeisances to me, but why he stopped? Then he looked down and he saw ants wherever the spot where he was standing, ants were moving there. And this hunter is scared of paying obeisances with his fear that if I pay obeisances, if ants will die with my weight. What if the ants will die with my weight if I pay obeisances? And seeing this, Narad crying, tears came from his eyes and a mild smile on his face. And Narad said, Ete na adbhut vyad, to ahimsa adi guna. It is not at all surprising. It is not surprising at all that you got changed and transformed. This is very easy. Whoever accept devotional life, Krishna consciousness, there have to be transformation in the heart. It's compulsory, it's mandatory. It's going to happen. So I'm not taking this as a surprise. It's not astonishing me at all. This is the nature of bhakti. Maybe surprise for you. But for me, no surprise. Because I know the nature of bhakti, devotion. That hunter who was killing animals half dead, today is so much concerned and caring for the ants. He don't want to pay obeisances because he don't want to kill those ants with his weight. So much change and transformation. That's the nature of bhakti. This is how sadhus, Narad, they're changing the nature. So the point came up from how come there are 400,000 varieties of human beings, different consciousness of people. They don't feel any problem or any hard feeling by killing human beings, killing children, terrorists in nature. Their consciousness is so polluted and contaminated, like no mercy. And there's a person who don't even want to kill a mosquito. There was a sadhu, a saintly person in India. He saw a holy river, Ganges. How many of you been there? Ganga? Yes. So he was in waters and he is trying to take some water in his hand to do oblation, like back worshipping Ganga with Ganga water, right? And a small tiny scorpio came on his palms in that water and bit him. And he immediately threw it back. He got pain. Again he took another handful of water to worship Ganga. And the scorpio again came and bit him. Again he threw it on the ground, on the water. Again third time he took this. The same thing happened. There was a person next to him seeing this. And he said, Maharaj, oh sadhu, oh holy person, this scorpio is biting you again and again. And you're tolerating this. I'm seeing this. Why don't you just kill him? Kill this scorpio. Because it's troubling you. That sadhu smiled. He said, why should I? He said, because he's troubling you. He's biting you again and again. Smilingly he said, this scorpio is animal, a creature in the mode of ignorance. And I'm a holy person. If this creature who is in mode of ignorance is not changing its nature by seeing me as a holy person. Understand? How can you expect I going to change my nature of non-violence seeing this a creature who is mode of ignorance? Understand? Again, this Scorpio is doing violence to me. That's his nature. And he's seeing me. He's in my hands. He's not changing its nature. How can you expect me changing my nature? If I change my nature of same like a Scorpio, violence and killing, then I'll be same like a Scorpio. Then what is the difference between me and the Scorpio? We are same then, whereas we are not. My consciousness is elevated consciousness. Scorpio consciousness is very degraded consciousness. You only know how to bite and give pain. And my nature is to give happiness. So I'm tolerating this. And this is what happened to Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, and many all acharyas, disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. They tolerated every abusement. They tolerated every hard time. They tolerated every criticism. But they never retaliated. And they only gave the best they had. Love of Krishna. If you're not changing by seeing my nature, how I'm going to change my nature seeing you? My nature is compassion. Your nature is violence. You keep your nature and I'll keep my nature. Understand? This other example. A big human killer. His name was Ungli Mal. He used to stay in forest, and any person walking by, transgressor in the forest, he used to kill that person. There's a sword in his hand, axe, chopped off the head. Yeah. And to give evidence, he used to cut their finger and put a garland on his neck. So he was having a garland of the fingers of the people he killed in his life. And his name became Ungli Mal. Means a garland of fingers. He's tying fingers as many people is killing. So it was like a terror to the whole town. Everyone was scared to cross the forest because he can come and kill anyone. But there is no other way. They have to do their business. In those days, no car, nothing. Just you have to walk. There's no other way out. So they were so scared. So once upon a time, Buddha, he was preaching from village to village, giving his wisdom, compassion to people. He completed one session in one village and he was asking the route to go to another village, and people said, oh, don't use this route, it's going through the forest, choose the bigger route. It's going to take another day, it's long but you are safe. He said, excuse me, what do you mean I can't choose this route? So no, please don't go there, Gurudev. Oh sadhu, this Ungli Mal, this demon, this human being but is demon. He eat flesh, he kill people. We so scared we can't even step in that forest. So please, humble request, you are new here, you don't know the details of this place, don't cross this forest, go from other route. Buddha smiled. He said, actually I was thinking not to use the forest path, using some other path. But since you told me Now you're telling me, don't go, I must go. I want to see how cruel he is or he can be. I want to see his cruelty. How cruel can he? Because my nature is different, his nature is different. No, please, oh Buddha, don't go. We all humbly request you, we need you. He said, don't worry. And he's independent, he's in the forest. And this Unglimal, this demon, he came in front of him. Hey! You not heard my name? You not scared of me? And Buddha replied, well, no. I'm not scared of you. Don't you know who I am? Buddha said, actually you don't know who you are. I know very well who am I, but I'm not sure if you know this or not. Don't walk. Just stand there. Stop. He said, I already stopped years back. It's your time to get stopped. 2-3 phrases he used. And this terrorist, he got amazed. No one has ever used these words to me. And he's not scared of it. Yeah? He says, stop there. He said, I already stopped. Years back. It's your turn to get stopped now. You know what is this? Weapon. I'm going to kill you. And he so politely, Buddha replied, really? I don't think so you can do this. You see these fingers on my neck? I killed so many people in my life. Buddha said, this is something very simple you did. It's not something very strange or difficult you did. I want you to do something difficult. This is simple. This is simple. This is the most difficult part. And I'm proud of myself doing difficult part. Buddha said, no. This is very simple. Killing someone is very simple. Prove me. He said, okay. Take your weapon and chop off the branch of this tree. Can you do this? Ha! It's so easy for me. I can show you right away. And he chopped off the branch with one hit, boom, on the ground. You see? You think this is simple? This is difficult. He said, no. Buddha said, this is simple. Anyone can do this. Not only you, any ordinary villagers can do this. I want you to do the difficult part. Can you put this branch back to the tree? That's the difficult part. He said, how can this possible? This is impossible. Buddha said, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was preaching to you or speaking to you. You're doing simple part. Killing, cutting is that simple. But giving life to someone is most difficult. Can you give lives to those people to whom you killed? I said, no. So that was difficult. You just did the simple part. Even I can do this. And just by hearing these words, his heart melted. He changed. And he threw his weapon and pays obeisances to him. Who are you? Your words changed my concept. What you're saying is true. What you're saying is true. It makes sense. I surrender to you. Please make me your disciple and initiate me. Huh? Just with one dialogue changed. It's not just one dialogue. The potency is there in that one dialogue. When Guru gives initiation, he gives potency in the heart of the disciple. And that potency works for disciple. of his progression, of his advancement. If there is no potency, there is no improvement, there is no advancement. It's simple logic. If I don't have $100, if I have $10, I cannot give you 100. I can only give you $10, not more than that. It's potency that matters. So his life got changed. He said, can I follow you? Buddha said, yes, but it's more important to follow my footsteps. He said, this is what I'm trying to do. Buddha said, this is not footsteps. Following you, following a sadhu is not called following the footsteps of sadhu. You're just walking with the sadhu. Walking with the saint. Walking with a saint is actually not walking. Walking with a saint means following the footsteps of the saint. That's called walking. He said, I'm your disciple now. I want to follow you. I want to follow your footsteps. I want to follow with you. He said, well, it's better if you follow my footsteps, not following me. But anyway, if you want to accompany me, I don't mind. He said, okay. And in this way he started following. And when they crossed the forest, they came to one village. Everyone, all villagers, hey, this demon, he killed my uncle, he killed my dad, he killed my mom, he killed... Everyone took stones and started hitting him. Start hitting him. And he threw his weapon down. And he accepted those hits. When they all saw this, that he's not reacting, and it's like, okay, beat me, kill me. Then they stopped throwing stones on him. His guru asked, Unglimal, how are you feeling? He said, Gurudev, I'm feeling so relaxed. Because I'm getting reactions of my activities. I'm happily accepting this because I did crime. I'm happily accepting this. Then Buddha said, you qualified for initiation. I'm going to give you mantras. For now, I just gave you some words. That was like a preaching, shiksha, teaching. You are qualified for diksha now. And he gave mantras. Yeah. And when received mantras, what happened? He shaved his head like Buddha, wears saffron cloths, and he's in the school, a Gurukul, where Buddha was teaching his students. He was also sitting there. And news spread it everywhere that this demonic mentality person got changed and become disciple of Buddha. The king of the territory, who was also scared of him, he tried many attempts to kill him, but was not possible. He came with his soldiers and in search for, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah. And just like all you sitting, all the students were sitting, and that demon, that Unglimal, was also in the middle of them, in the audience, and Buddha's lecturing. The king came, paid obeisances. He said, I heard you changed someone, a cruel person. You changed him. Huh? I want to see, where is he? Where he lives? Then Buddha told Unglimal, oh student, come here. Greet king and bring a cup of water for him. He said, yes, Gurudev. And he brought a cup of water for him. He said, no formalities required, and I'm not thirsty. I just want to know, where is that person? I want to see him. And the king was carrying a sword in his hand. Buddha said, the person, the student of mine who gave you water, he is the person. And king, what? He's that person? He looks so fulgent now. He said, yes. Before he was killing people and now he's feeding people. And it's not at all surprising. There's the influence of devotion, bhakti. Any degraded person, irrespective of caste, color, nothing, have complete rights on getting bhakti. Complete rights. No one can stop him or her or any animal, any bird, any aquatic to get bhakti. Everyone is qualified to get bhakti. Everyone. That's the nature of devotional practice. So, we are also cruel. I'm also cruel to some extent. I'm also impure to some extent. But falling and practicing every day, chanting Mahamantra, will lead us to purity and to divinity. That's the essence of today's class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande. Kedar Prabhu, thank you so much. All devotees, thank you so much for coming. Hare Krishna. I have one more program tomorrow at Radhanath's house. So you all invited. If you want to come there, I'm going to speak more on, I don't know what, it's just spontaneous. I'm a spontaneous person. Whatever inspires my heart, I just remember my Gurudev and whatever comes, I just speak that. So please come tomorrow. Last class here in Maui and then I'm leaving day after tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Would you be on the Big Island?
Huh? Oh yeah, Saturday, Sunday I'll be Honolulu, Oahu. And then from Monday onwards, Monday to Sunday, we have a festival on Big Island. For our Gurudev Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj appearance day, which is on Feb 9th, right?
Yeah. Right.
So humbly requesting Kedar Prabhu if you can come. It's only short flight, 1 hour only. Please come and just for one day, 9th, come and speak on Srila Gurudev's there and people will be so delighted to see you there. If it's possible, please come. Yeah, we celebrate Gurudev's appearance all together. Maui devotees and Hilo devotees all together. And Honolulu devotees too. Prabhu, please come. You?
Oh, yes.
You and Kedar Prabhu, all seniors. You all seniors. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Shabbat Sarabhi Maharaj, Maui Yatra ki
Jai.
Shri Gurudev ki
Jai.
Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Oh yeah, Aarti now? Okay. Whatever your system here.